Hi, welcome to Culture of Paint. In this episode, I'm going to be taking a look at what's caught our eye in the last few weeks in the miniature painting world. For our main topic, I'm going to be taking a look back at the MPO that happened last month and taking a look forward at what the future of Culture of Paint looks like. And we'll close out the show, as usual, taking a look at what the paint cultists have been up to. Now, Culture of Paint is aimed at a mature audience, so we might discuss adult themes and use explicit language. So let's talk about paint. Right. Are we back in? That was horrible doing that intro. Completely forgotten what to do.
Rusty.
It's really rusty. Yeah, really bad. I think I got the words out though. Who we got in the chat? Lots of familiar names in the chat. Lovely. Hi everyone. It's Henry, and joining me tonight are Matt and Andy. How are you chaps?
Pretty good.
Good. So none of the usual, oh, we're back, where have we been, blah, blah, blah. Let's just crack on with it because there'll be enough waffle in the show itself. Rich is about, he's just on his holidays at the moment, so he's not gone anywhere long term. No, the machines didn't get him. It's okay. He's all right. Don't worry. He's doing great. He's hobby positive. He's doing absolutely fine.
Catching big fish, isn't he?
He is. That's his other big hobby, in it, fishing. So
this week
he's doing it. He's always give him his dues. Like fishing and
stuck to it for over a month, so like, yeah, we'll see if he does it in 2025.
You are me. Right, so obviously it has been a little while, about a month since we recorded, so plenty of stuff has been coming out. So let's take a look at a few choice morsels.
Is
what we've been doing. Oh, nice. Right, I'm up first. So, if you've been watching the regular YouTube videos, you'll know I've been painting quite a lot of Solar Auxilia stuff for Heresy. Just loving it, really. It's making me very, very happy. And the original creator of the Solar Auxilia models, Edgar, has kept on sculpting. And ages and ages and ages and ages ago, like years ago, he teased bits of this model. And here it is in its entirety. And it's kind of a slight reworking, I guess, of a special character from the Solar Auxilia that never got released. So here it is, and you can go and buy him, and I have, and you should. And it's painted by our chum Martin at Drinks the Paint, something like that. It'll be down in the description.
Drink the Paint,
yeah.
But it's done a lovely job on it, and yeah, so Edgar's, yeah, I'm just so glad this mini's seen the light of day. Like, do you want me to? Is it boring? No, sod it. It's a thing about miniatures, isn't it?
Please paint it. You've got to paint it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, this isn't like a to go on the shelf thing. So back for those people that don't know, buckle up, right? So it's story time. So back in the day, what we now know of as Specialist Design Studio and Forge World have been different things. And they've always been this slightly bizarre, like skunkworks company within a company sort of thing. And Forge World itself began on essentially what extracurricular sculpting people did on their lunch breaks. And a chap called Tony Cottrell was like, "Yeah, I'll pay you for that sculpt, and we'll release it in resin and do a limited run of it, and so on and so forth." And about, I don't know, 10 years ago, something like that, 5 to 10 years ago, 6 to 10 years ago.
Just quickly, Henry, your video has disappeared.
Oh really? Back. How exciting. just a bodiless voice. It's probably for the best, to be honest with you.
You're back now.
And Andy's still muted, I think, from drinking his tea. So, yeah.
I forgot. I've got to get used to that.
You don't need to know what I look like anyway. We were a few books into the Horus Heresy game. This is where these things you might hear to refer to as black books. They were these enormous, great sort of rules and background books. And they introduced this faction called the Solar Auxilia, which was essentially sort of the elite human troops. They were below Space Marines, but they were above your just standard Imperial Army soldier type thing. And one of the sculptors that was there at the time, Edgar, has done tons of wonderful sculpts. He did some brilliant ones they had this thing called Warhammer Forge, which used to be models for the old world, which we're starting to see a few of come back. Which some of those are his. I think some of the dwarfs were his. He did some great Empire stuff, amazing models. Anyway, so the story goes anyway, so I understand it. He wanted to learn CAD and had this idea for this faction in his head of this very heavily Victorian diving suit kind of vibe, heavy void suits faction, yeah. And the bosses at Forge World, like he showed them it, he was like, bosses like, this is really, really cool. Maybe we can buy the design off you. And he essentially goes, oh, actually, I have created an entire range. Turns out CAD's a piece of piss. So there we go. And
it's not.
It's not. It's really not, right? But this is really, really talented sculptor. Like I urge you to go and follow him and look at his stuff. And he started doing these limited release miniatures. It's not a Kickstarter, like it's straight from him. So if you'd like to support a great artist, and it's a cool mini, and if you like Warhammer, like I'll be painting him up as the character's called Ayrton Massard. He was like this gnarly old marshal that had retired, and then the heresy kicked off, and he was like, not on my watch, dusted off his whatever mustache wax, and then headed back out. And Lord Marshall's own, we've done some schemes for them on the thing, so I'll definitely be painting him up for the channel when he arrives. So yeah, that's the story behind it, really. So go and check it out. It'll be in the descriptions. Amazing sculptor, lovely little bit of Warhammer sort of history, and one of those models that may have never seen the light of day, but for whatever reason now it has.
Has the sort of the look of the, what's that, Sister of Battle penitent engine thing?
Yeah, right.
Walker,
so he's basically he's this super old dude, and this is kind of his horse, I guess. This is a Warhammer 30,000 version of a horse.
Nice.
Stephen, no, Forge World is still a thing. It's just it always floats in and out of quite who's in charge of it or what it's in charge of and all the rest of it. But no, it's still very much a thing.
It's like it's on live.
Changed the name though, right? They've changed the name. Forge World doesn't really exist. It's
Specialist Design
Games.
Studio, I think it's called
now.
Yeah. When you go into Warhammer World now, for instance, it's not the Forge World store and stuff. But for instance, you still get the stuff in big white boxes saying Forge World on it. So
we need to
who
do
knows?
A Forge World,
it doesn't really
episode.
matter. Yeah, yeah,
RIP.
absolutely. It's how I got back in the hobby, was via Forge World and stuff. So yeah, it's wicked. It's got released, and I think Martin's done a really cool paint job on it. And I love the base. Kind of got this like plains vibe, right? Which is nice.
Printed
so his whole
grass, right?
His whole
like
thing
sculpted.
was all it's all sculpted. So you can buy the miniature, or you can buy the miniature and an STL for the base, or you can buy the whole thing, and you can actually buy this. So you can buy the box art if you want to. That's up for sale as well.
Very cool.
I thought it was quite interesting actually. So you can buy the box art, but you have to agree to ship it to Martin if he wants to show it for a competition, which I thought was an interesting idea.
Don't want to be shipping that around too often.
No, I know, right?
You'll definitely get lost.
Yeah, I guess it does a season, right? And then it's done. Needs a man following him with 2 coconuts. It's a great shout. You should definitely suggest that.
Needs a sword polisher.
Yeah, and maybe we need to convert a few of these hangers on. Albert's saying he was at Edgar's studio in Feb. Yeah, he's just a brilliant sculptor. I to the best of my knowledge, it wasn't like he left Forge World on good terms and all the rest of it. He just went back to Europe.
He did some Primarchs, didn't he? I think the first CAD Primarch.
Yeah, he did. What did he do? Perturabo and Lorgar, I think, were his.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
And he did a ton of fantasy stuff. Really, really great Empire stuff, which you can't. They didn't. Well, they might bring back, I guess. Actually, be amazing if they do, because there's so much character into them. And then he just drops this CAD bombshell and just smashes it. Yeah, he did the what the Chaos Dwarves became, Legion of Asgore. wasn't there very long, but had a huge impact, I think, on what they produced. So yeah,
Good.
just lovely to see and get some traction. So that's my pick.
There you go. That's a pick. It's gonna be a long one.
Cool. So next up is
It's me. So yeah, this is quite a special figure actually. So this is by Daniel Fernandez, Mr. D Blue Ice, and he started his own brand of miniatures called Hex Figures. And he sculpts for us. He's sculpting us a mini at the moment, which it won't be too long till we show, I hope. But yeah, he's an awesome sculptor. Love working with him. So kind of had to shout out his own brand, and the paint job by Moses is pretty amazing as well. But kind of cool to see a bust with this scene. I think it works really well, surprisingly well actually, and probably better than full figures. I quite like how it's just so yeah, really cool idea, an amazing paint job too. So definitely go check those out. I hope he does a bunch of figures in the future.
Yeah, I hope so. I agree with you, by the way, on the bust thing. Like,
it works, doesn't
a miniature with no legs. I used to rag on it a bit, but I think this is a very good example of how it can work.
There's more and more of them sort of turning up now. It's becoming a thing, which is really cool.
But I would much rather paint this than the full-sized version of these minis. Like,
yeah, for sure.
That'd be too much.
Yeah,
it just works, doesn't it, as a scene? And I don't think I've seen this done before. Not this well, anyway. So,
but like them being full figures would add nothing to this, right?
No, it's about the bite part, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, really
Thomas
good.
is just saying in the chat, it's quite common with fine art that when you pay for a piece, you agree it's agreed that the artist can show it again if they want to at various galleries and stuff.
That's pretty cool.
So I think it's cool. But I mean, like Matt says, I don't fancy shipping these things around.
100% it'll get lost.
Going to the show, though.
It's really cool. Like, I think it shows a progression in the scene, right? That could become a thing. You know, we've all heard about these sort of murky, shadowy figures that collect pieces and they never get shown, or it's a private collection, this, that, and the other. But I think it's kind of cool, like, especially with there are more larger events occurring now as well. So we almost have a full calendar of shows. So I think it is quite cool that you can sort of have those agreements. And again, it just moves us closer to that traditional art, being considered with
this piece does that as well, I think, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. It's cool. So that's okay. So Danny's site be down in
Hex Figures,
down in the description,
new brand,
along with everything else. Yeah, nice one. What's your one, Matt?
My one, been waiting a while to do this one.
Yeah, saw this.
Oh yeah, that's cool. It's up at Whamord at the minute. Is that right?
Yeah, I saw it a few days ago.
Yeah,
I'd love to go see this before it disappears. I the heavy metal challenges that they do, I love them. I wish they could do them more often, but obviously the amount of time it takes to do them is a lot. But this scene in particular is, I don't know, it's tight, it's compact. It just tells
really
exactly
good.
what it's supposed to.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
There's you couldn't really do a better version of Cadian minis, right?
I know he sculpted the seats and stuff in 3D.
Cool.
I think the point that he's chosen to cut the tank off is perfect. And yeah, it's just really good. I think they got a brief of the size of the plinth they were all going to have, because they all got the same size plinth, and he's used it so well. And actually, the figure at the front with the sword in the air, the female guards lady, is excellent. I didn't really appreciate how good that figure is.
It's a great mini. I bought a couple of them when she came out, because the alternate pose is really cool as well.
I want one now. It's probably the best Cadian figure, I think.
It's really nice.
This is sort of the type of stuff that I kind of want to do for a while now. Just more tight little vignettes, little dioramas.
It's more interesting, isn't it, than a single figure? It's like, I'm the same. More exciting.
Single figures. I'm not into them at the moment. I can't be bothered to just paint one thing. You just lose interest too quickly.
Yeah, it's got to be a scene, isn't it? Like I'm just doing the same thing myself, coming up with a couple different scenes because just to figure out the box doesn't really give me the fizz. Yeah, it was cool seeing all the heavy metal challenges. Yeah, really, really nice.
That's very cool. No,
absolutely.
In the other images he has of the tank, like the detail he's gone into on like just the ramp and all the transfers or the numbers, and it's so cool.
He really went for it, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, this would smash Golden Demon, wouldn't it? In diorama, absolutely smash.
Go down well. Eh?
I wish this is the sort of thing we could see.
That's why they need to separate out the categories again.
What is diorama not on its own? I can't
Diodual.
Oh yeah.
You didn't mind that
Diorama.
one though, did you? Not you, Matt. Andy, you didn't mind that getting amalgamated.
Very briefly, because we don't want to get into a long chat. I didn't mind it amalgamated for USA, but I think it should be separate for Europe.
But brilliant. And don't give any more information about that, please, because that should get a few people going, hopefully. We'll talk about
Think of that what you will.
As we'll talk about later, we'll be talking lots about Golden Demon and those sorts of events. Now, it's a great pick, mate. So has it been in a White Dwarf challenge?
Yeah, so it's the latest one in the 500th issue. And so they're all in there. I think
I want to get
Drew did one.
I need to get that issue. I got the Grom Brindle. I didn't get didn't think to get the actual magazine.
Yeah.
I think there's one in the boot of my car, actually.
Yeah,
I think someone left it in the boot of my car, so
Nice.
I'll just read that.
Winner. I don't know, how do you feel about White Dwarf now? Because I picked one up like when Heresy 2nd edition dropped, because there was some rules in it that I wanted to have, which they've since brought out in other books anyway. But it was decent. Like it had like there was something for everyone in it. There seems to be a tale of gamers always going on now. I still don't understand why the battle reps aren't just how they were 20 years ago. Like I don't think they've ever been bettered. Like just go back to it, especially now with like nostalgia maximum.
The pictures of the
little
symbols,
squares, loads of chatting. Like don't know why. But I thought it was decent. Like, but then it was like £7 or something, and I was like, I don't know. Like it's a tough one. Like I like print media. I do enjoy it, but I don't know.
Well, where did you get this picture from, Matt?
This is off Drew's Instagram.
And that's why I don't need to buy White Dwarf.
Well, I see, but some people enjoy reading like the articles too. So that's a but I say that this kind of needs to be enough meat on the bones of the
I'd like to buy it, but it's not really worth it for me. But I'd like to sit and read because that'd be really nice. Get off the phone, no screen. I'd love to have it on the sofa. Maybe I'll start picking up a few. But I don't want to read about battle reports and tactics.
Yeah, that's it, right? Is £7 enough for one, like this article kind of thing? But if you can't see them anywhere else, other than if you follow the Instagram and stuff, like so. Actually, I don't know. Like maybe it is.
It's nice to have the little write ups with them. Like that's quite nice to have. But I don't think this would work quite as well on Warhammer Community. It'd just be too throwaway. Like it'd just be there's a thing, and then here's a new release. They'd just be ignored. But yeah, I don't know. White Dwarf's I've had a sort of a love-hate relationship with it in the last few years.
I sit and read my old ones.
It's just what I guess it's me saying I enjoy, like I love picking up old codexes and old, what? In fact, let's see if I can get on here.
These were the ones.
What number is that one?
That's older than you, Matt. That is 100% older than you. I had them ones.
193.
There you go.
It's not older than me, is it?
That's the good times.
I can't find it. But they occasionally do these like little sort of compendium White Dwarf collections and stuff, as well. But did you ever get any of when it was that Visions thing? Do you remember when they split it up into weekly? And
every single one.
Awful.
Really? Because isn't that just tons of pictures of miniatures?
But it was like
but I didn't cancel my subscription.
It was like the worst pictures on the worst background.
Right.
They were just compressed to shit and just awful.
Well,
so there you go.
Moving on from White Dwarf.
There's a
This was
reason it
great.
died.
This challenge was great. This was
Yeah.
this was cool. Well done, Drew. This is awesome.
But no,
There
yeah,
you go.
they all did such cool little challenges, and hopefully we'll see another one in the not too distant.
Yeah,
future.
just do one every month, and then
one a quarter for a year.
Yeah.
Do a
Well, I
diorama
mean,
like
you're
this
right,
every
aren't
week.
you? Like, make a bigger deal of it on Warcom. But we've said this in the past, right? On Warhammer Community, like, make a bigger deal of Golden Demon, make a bigger deal of Armies on Parade, make a bigger deal of the painting stuff.
I like print though. I wish they should do an annual. That would be my vibe.
Some kind of big book with really good images.
No, that's highly illegal.
Compilation.
Yeah, could be called something. Who
That'd be
knows?
pretty cool.
Compoundium.
That'd be pretty good. Right.
Anyway, moving on before I get another letter.
Moving swiftly on. Yeah. Is that it for our
Forgotten
picks?
about it.
Right.
They've
updates.
forgotten about it.
There's no meme because Rich isn't here. And I don't recall having seen any actually over the last few.
No, there's one going around that everyone's loving, and it's like some whatchamacallit when they get stats, and it's like people spend an average of $300 a year on hobbies, and it's like all the Warhammer people are like $300 a year.
Nice. Yeah, too right. It's been an expensive month actually, hobby wise. I've done a lot of irresponsible eBay purchases, driven entirely by nostalgia. No regrets.
Yeah, that gets me. All those metal blisters I buy, they make me poor.
Well, so I bought a blister for like first time in God knows, like 5, 6, 7, 8 years, something like that. In fact, the last blister I bought is in front of me here. I found recently.
What is it?
Metal.
Come on, let's see your blister.
So it's some metal rattlings.
It's not the right packet, but I'll let you off.
But the one I've got over there is a 6th edition Warhammer Fantasy blister, which I'm rather.
I only buy them if it's the
black and yellow, the proper ones. Yeah.
But not the all yellow one.
These were bought like when you just off the shelf, like whatever this was, 12 years ago or something like that.
I wish they'd bring back the number, the letter.
Oh yeah. With the pricing. Oh, don't. You've seen that bloke who's basically turned his garage into a 1990s Games Workshop. He's got like all the racking.
No.
He's got all the racking. He's got all the new release yellow.
Is it all red
banners? Yeah, yellow and red. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
I did see there was a red shirt T-shirt on eBay the other day that Bars was like, oh, that's gonna stink.
Yeah, just stick it behind some glass. You'll be fine. You'll all be good. But yeah, I don't know what it is. On a bit of a nostalgia kick at the minute with the.
They need to do a 90s pop-up Warhammer shop somewhere.
Yeah, right. Let's note that one down. 90s pop-up Warhammer shop. Okay, a little bit of that. Right, updates. What's going on? So obviously we have been away for a little while, a few weeks. Partly deliberately and partly because of one of the reasons that we want to change things up. Because it's getting tricky to coordinate all the time. But before we talk about what's happening to culture, I thought we haven't actually done a show since we ran MPO, 7 Minutes Painting Open Bristol. So we did the little video, which was filmed at sort of the end of the day when we did it. So our sort of immediate reflections. But the dust settled now, and I just thought it'd be nice to have a really quick chat about it and take a look at some of our favourite, pieces or memories from the weekend and stuff. So yeah, nice big sold out 200 plus person event. We just had enough room to display all the miniatures until Fletcher turned up with a massive blackbird.
That frantic rearrange I had to do with Paul and Ken helping me out. I was like, where do I put the minis? But yeah, it was after that rearrange, it was good. But I think it was worth it to make everyone's minis look nice. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
But like for months leading up to, I'm like, Matt, are you sure this is enough? Are you sure this is enough? Like, it's like 65 feet. It's fine.
There was a lot of room on those tables. People were getting greedy.
Yeah, they were.
They were. I'm gonna be on it next time. Policing, bunch them up. Come on. We're all friends. Get your minis close.
But it was fun, right? Because there was so many people there who had never entered that style of competition before, right? So even that element of daunting, whatever you want to call it, of what do you mean? I just you chuck in some chopsticks or some kebab skewers and tell them to go stick the minis over kind of thing. I think it boggled a lot of people's minds, especially when you're sort of nudging up against pieces that perhaps from online, or
Yeah,
done by
it's fun, isn't it?
different people. It is. It's great fun, man. And that was the nice thing. Like everyone. Oh yeah, Fletcher's in the chat. No regrets, good lad.
No regrets.
I can't say it often enough, and we haven't really spoken about it elsewhere. I know Andy's done a potty recently, but I don't think that's come out. Just the nicest people. Like, you lot are flipping great. It was a wonderful sort of atmosphere.
Yeah.
And everyone just wanted it to be fun. Well, 99% of the people there wanted it to be fun. And it certainly was. I think that the seeing it in person thing as well, we talk about it a lot, don't we, about how the difference when you see the models in hand rather than online.
Yeah.
But even seeing them not in a cabinet, just there. Obviously, you're not allowed to pick them up, or you're not meant to pick them up.
I did tell off a few people.
Yeah, you're right. You can never assume things, right?
Yeah. I'll be making a video I'll do some tips.
Well, glue it on
some
your plinth.
etiquette. Yeah. For next year, there'll be tips on how to win and some etiquette in that video.
One of the pics I've got up in that slide actually at the bottom was getting to see Mark Lifton's collection of jewels was just amazing. Like, yeah, it did. Yeah, like worth it. Like, just worth it. There was tons of cool stuff. Don't get me wrong, but that's where, when we shut the doors on the Saturday and had a little walk around, on our own, that was the area I probably stood the most. Like getting to see those things like in front of you.
That is.
Yeah, right. So that was a big one, a big one for me. But any particular standout moments or minis or things for you guys? Like,
I think, I've done a podcast about the whole show, so that'll be out soon and we'll share it. But I think, to summarize, I was absolutely terrified the day before we did this show, and I didn't know. I just didn't know what to expect, and I say I knew, but I was proved wrong. But I was like, I don't know what's going to go wrong, but something will be bad. But nothing went wrong. It was just just a good time.
That's called a fuck ton of planning.
Yeah, it just exceeded all my expectations, and 100% best hobby achievement without a doubt. It was just great. So I really can't wait to take everything we learned and grow the next one. So yeah, absolutely. Couldn't be happier with how it went. It was just great.
Jonathan's saying in the chat, Mark was also just really friendly and just happy to have a chat with people about them, and that was happening all over the shop. Like, there were lots of hobbyists willing to talk, some of whom were like remarkable hobbyists and painters. And I think it was quite. So we did the awards late morning, about 11 o'clock. So it's about 20 minutes to the awards, 11:30, deliberately, so that there was a nice few hours after that before we closed, so that people could just chill out and talk and get feedback and that sort of thing. And obviously we can't offer feedback to every individual, but the judges were. But there was also a lot of very good painters, a lot of very well-known painters, happy to give people tricks and tips. And it was brilliant knowing that some of the people that they were doing it to had no fucking idea who they were. And I was like, you lucky motherfucker, you have no idea, do you? Like, how fortunate you are right now that you're getting feedback from these people. But I kind of like that in a way. But yeah, again, I thought it typified the sort of attitude from most people that were there. And I think, I'm really proud, sounds patronizing, but I can't think of another way to say it. I'm really proud of people that came for their first show and entered stuff, because I imagine it probably was quite nerve-wracking. Particularly if you've only really interacted online. Maybe you've interacted on our Discord or other painting Discords and stuff. But like, fair play, like turning up at it. A lot of people turning up on their Todd, and just getting stuck in.
I guess that's our aim, though, isn't it? Is to
absolutely.
We want to make it a friendly environment, get rid of any misconceptions about this kind of event. And I had some comments about that I think was great. But yeah, just get people entering and realizing. But I think that's the beauty of the three levels. And there's
Yeah.
always that chat about Golden Demon. There should be a separate one for professionals or something like that. And that's what's so nice about this. Especially love having the beginners level, and that didn't have that many entries, but it's something that's really, really important, and I hope that we have even more beginners next time.
Yeah, absolutely. And there was, in fact, one of those pictures in that slide, the bottom, the little mushroom wizard, tiny mushroom wizards, I should say. That was a beginner, and I believe it was that person's one of the first couple of miniatures that they'd painted.
That's right.
And it was. I don't want to misremember. I'm going to fuck it. I'll just tell the story, and if it's wrong, it's wrong. It's just a good story. But I believe it was that they had their partner was into the painting and stuff, but they saw this particular miniature, like, oh, that's way cooler than orcs and goblins and space marines and things like that. And they painted it, and they've very closely followed the box art that we've done for that miniature that Ben's done, and it was wonderful. And again, there's a lot of different types of miniatures out there that you can enjoy painting, right? In fact, some of it was great. Someone repainted a Pez dispenser, I think, was in there. Someone had repainted a key ring that was in there.
It's a challenge from Arnau's podcast.
Yeah, right. Like, it's just right up against, bespoke one-off sculpts and all the rest of it. But there's something for everyone. When it comes to painting. Scott's just asking in the chat, were there many first-time winners? Yeah, there were, like, as in people picking up their first painting awards. Yes, there was plenty. I think the awards were fair. It wasn't it wasn't Oprah Winfrey. Everybody's walking away with something at all. But certainly, well, Andy, as one of the judges, as the head judge, in fact, how did you feel? Like, did you go in with any real preconception to how many awards you were going to give out, especially considering how much fucking money we spent on all these awards?
Yeah. Again, I talked about this in quite a lot of depth, which will be out soon. But
that's right. Talk about our podcast. There you go.
Basically, you've really got to find a balance between, being generous and making the awards worthwhile. And if an award is easy to get, it doesn't feel good. So yeah, balancing, like, being super cutthroat, not giving anything out, and then making it so you're proud when you win is tough. And shout out to Albert and Rich Gray, because judging is very, very hard, and we just did it with as much care as we could. And you just have to, there's no kind of criteria that you tick. You just can't do that for art. But we just discussed as much as we could, and I think one of the hardest things is the cutoff between nothing and bronze. And sometimes you might be like, okay, if we'll let this piece get a bronze, but that opens up another 60 of the same level, and then you're giving out 100 things. So to find the cutoff point, you have to kind of look through all the minis and then go back through and this kind of thing. So it's not a process where you look at the mini, give it the award, move on to the next one. You kind of have to look at every single mini, come back, and we did that. We changed our minds after seeing all the pieces, moved pieces around in the awards, stuff like that. Changed things the next day because we had sleepless nights. We sort of, a few things we all were like, oh, were you thinking about that decision all night? Yeah, that was wrong, wasn't it? And changed it, So, yeah, you're just trying to find that balance between generosity and making it worthwhile. I think that's a difference between standard and master as well. Obviously, standard, we're more generous, and we're just looking for people to excel in, one or two areas. Whereas in the master level, we're looking for you to excel in a lot of different areas across the board. And to get that gold in master, you've got to be really good at several different things in miniature painting. So yeah, we tried.
Sure. And also, you were saying, like, given all that time to judge was important, but I think just a quick props to Matt for creating a brilliant computer program for the judges to use.
I'm so glad it
sort of
worked.
all linked into all linked into the pre-reg and everything. Like it was really nice to see that, as knowing how much work you put into all of that. It was lovely to see it go nice and smoothly. Actually over the thing. So obviously we had Arnau and Ross picking up the 2 best of awards as well, which you'll have undoubtedly seen on the various social medias. And the gallery has now been live for a few weeks. So up on the Miniature Painting Open website, you've got the gallery from the online 21, you've got online 23, and you've got the in-person. So you've got Bristol 24s up there as well. If there are any gaps in there, it's just because people have not submitted their images yet. We have used the people's images, as it were, that they have uploaded rather than taking them ourselves. So yeah, I think there's a few in there that I'd quite like to see submitted properly so that we can all enjoy them. So alongside the comp, which obviously ran, you had we did a few little seminars, but sort of hobby hangout type. I can't think what the word is we used for them now, but
Q&As.
Q&A were kind of Q&As. They were just forums. That's what we called them, hobby forums, where we just sort of had a cup of tea and had a good old natter for a few hours about different things. We sort of went through loads of like our stuff that makes our like couldn't hobby without type things, and it would be everything from music to products to planning to all those sorts of things. So that was a good laugh. And then we had the nice merch area as well, which was great fun. Andy sporting one of the rather fetching t-shirts there right now. But yes, that was cool.
Now.
Selling the merch, getting to sell a new sci-fi miniature Anna. Action Anna's coming out. We were able to show off a few early peaks at the Dareguard 2 Kickstarter, which is coming later this year. So yeah, really, really good fun. And actually, those of people that attended and the patrons will be getting an email very, very soon where we're going to be looking to make sure those people that missed out on some of those miniatures and the t-shirts and things get a chance to grab them. So that was really fun because we've never really had a store ever at an event. So admittedly it was our event, but
you were like, the card reader works. It's great.
It was cool. Yeah, but you know what I mean? There's so many things that can go wrong where you're like, who the fuck's going to want to do any of this? It turns out lots of people. So that was lovely. And we did, we probably haven't spoken about it enough, but we did, we had some artwork commissioned by Mark Gibbons to be the artwork for MPO Bristol 24, specifically dated. But we had that printed on t-shirts and stuff as well, and they obviously sold brilliantly, and might be using it for something cool coming.
Let's unveil it.
Have we got anything there?
No, but
yeah,
I'll just say there will be there is.
there
will be a miniature of the Mark Gibbons artwork, so you will be able to buy a miniature made of that artwork. It's by Daniel, who we shouted at earlier. But when tickets go up for sale, you'll be able to pre-order this mini. And if you like the mini, please consider picking it up, because all the money will just go towards the show and doing things like the tables and everything else. So yeah, if you like the mini,
actually,
it'll
that's
help
a really
us out a bunch.
good point. Tables, big thanks to Matt's dad, who helped put those custom display plinths together. It's a bit of a ledge,
He loved it.
Question.
Still, got to rely on like how. What's the question, bud?
Just Nick's asking, if someone gets moved from standard to master, is it usually they'll get a bronze in master as opposed to better than gold standard, not good enough bronze? Basically, I'll only move something if it's better for that person. So I will never move someone if they're going to have a bad time. So I think we moved only a couple figures, but I think one we moved and they managed to get a silver, something like that. But we didn't move a lot really. And some things have to be the best in standard, so you just leave them, and they are the best thing in the standard category. But yeah, we didn't move too much. But basically, I would never move it.
Dan is in
to
the
take
chat.
an award away.
Right.
So there you go.
There
he is.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a question comes up really often, actually. about the moving it thing. So you'll never get
And I'll
moved.
do that.
You'll never get moved where it will leave you in a worse position.
Yeah.
Will the miniature you be releasing be linked to the Cult of Paint website to easy to find, or are you missing something out? So we will. Well, I suppose we'll talk about this in a bit, but we're going to be having a proper web store quite soon. We haven't really had enough product to warrant it, but with regards to this miniature, this goblin miniature, it's going to be available to people coming to the show. We're keen to create some show only things. So things like the merchandise, the t-shirts, stuff like that, we're keen to create it. We may well expand that out to patrons, because obviously those guys, it's their support that's given us the funds to be able to, put the show on and stuff like that. So, but we're going to be releasing miniatures regularly now. One of the things, now that Andy is coming on full time, one of the things that's going to allow us to do is to focus more on producing miniatures more regularly.
It's my
and that's
passion,
something
really.
we're very excited about, sort of being able to do. We've had a go at it a few times. We have far too many ideas and haven't had the time to really realize them to their fullest ability. So yeah, it's just like the show. We wanted to do a show for years, but we just waited till we could do it. We felt, without compromising. So
we're getting there though. We're doing stuff, and I'm happy with how it's going. But yeah, it's just the two of us and 3 for MPO. But yeah, this figure, if you like the show and what we're doing, it will just help out the show. So when you see the tickets go up, obviously you're going to want to grab them so you don't miss out that sellout show like this year. But yeah,
see if we can beat it.
Mini,
36 hours, I think we did for this year. See if we can beat it for next year.
It'll just mean we can do things like get a custom artwork every year, like we did with Mark, and we think that's as cool as it gets as a prize and a trophy. But yeah, people need to buy stuff so we can do it. So that's me begging so we can keep getting commissions from Mark and Daniel, basically.
Yeah, it'd be wicked, man. So I think so there's two last things really. Then just we've mentioned it before. Andy touched on it there. Cult is only myself, Andy, and then Ben running the commissions service, but the MPO is us 3 that you see here, sort of running it. But there's also an awful lot of guys and girls that help us out in various capacities with all of it, and we can't do it without them. So we don't want to be like, oh yeah, it's all us. It's not all us. We're just trying to reiterate that actually the day-to-day is not very many people, which is also something we're going to be talking about with the future of Culture Paint. But yeah, show will be back in Bristol similar time next year. Hopefully be announcing that very, very soon. So keep your eyes open for those. And we'll be running online this year. So for November this year, we will run online. It is our intentions to run the online each year in the winter, and then an in-person one in the summer. And as a few of you have been saying in the chat, absolutely, that's my intentions to get MPO in other places in the future. But slowly.
I'm not driving tables across the ocean.
Let's do it right. We'll be fine. That's right. We'll be fine. Take the ferry, mate. You'll be right. Yeah, that'd be a bit
Titanic. That.
Is there any chance we're going to have a masterclass in Scotland? I don't know about a masterclass in Scotland, Alice, but we are back doing classes now. So as of September, it will be a full sort of back to the full schedule. And I know there's an appetite in Scotland for some stuff. So we will get out there and run something. Common Ground Games, I ran one out years ago. Great venue in somewhere in Scotland. Not one of the 2 big cities, can't remember. But yeah, we'd like to get back out there, absolutely. But yeah, anything else that you want us to mention about MPO?
Anything else to mention? Come to the next one.
Yeah,
basically. It will be bigger. We will. We're going to get a venue sorted. That'll be bigger and better. And yeah, when
venue
we get
was
the tickets,
great, mine. They were lovely.
Yeah, venue was perfect, but we've already obviously outgrown it. Obviously we sold out quick, and we thought, oh, maybe we should just move to a bigger one, but we kept it like that to make sure everything was right. But yeah, when you see those tickets go up, it's going to really help us out by picking those up early. So I guess that's it, really.
George just asking, the art isn't up. Go check out the various socials for the artwork. And for anyone who's not aware, we gave away the initial concept sketch signed by Mark. We had that shipped over from the States and framed up, and that was the best in show prize, which I would really have liked to have on my wall. But
it's very nice.
It's now sat in Arnau's studio, or wherever that is. Do we plan to have a green category? That's a great question. We've had sculpting for the last few online ones. We will certainly have a discussion about what, if any, additional categories we bring in for
that
next
will
year.
as the show grows, we will include more categories and special awards. So we only had very few categories because of the size of the show this time, and there might be some small changes for the next one as the show grows. But yeah, basically we will expand the categories, but it just has to go naturally with the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Jonathan, we don't know the exact capacity, but it will be somewhere between what it was and double what it was. So we will see, because the venues aren't specific. We will write up to the venue cap at this one. So
yeah,
it starts getting quite scary when you get bigger than this one. So right, on to Culture Paint. So we've been doing this like 3 years, 4 years. What season are we on? 4. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
And certainly when we started it, there weren't really any podcasts or video casts, whatever you want to call them, focused around the sort of painting side of it. I would argue that there still aren't really many that do it, that aren't just generic YouTube shows. But we certainly didn't anticipate it being the format it's been for 4 years. And I'm sure it's not escaped anybody's notice that we have become less frequent with our posts. And that is natural. Life goes on, and getting 4 people in the same place all the times for recording when we all live in different places in the country. We're not all together. We haven't got one central studio and things like that. And that's probably not going to happen anytime soon. So we don't want to pretend that it is. But we do love what we're creating with it. And Culture of Paint was never just meant to be a Talking Heads podcast thing, right? I know Andy was always really passionate about getting interviews with artists. I know myself and Matt are really keen to create more sort of films and event coverage. So yeah, it felt like a good time to take stock and talk about how we wanted to take it forwards, because you don't just want it to fizzle out. You don't just want it to be one of these podcasts that dies on its arse kind of thing, right? And equally, we didn't want to fall into the trap of just it being us sat here giving our opinions on things and creating drama or doing whatever. Well, but you know what I mean? Like, I really can't be fucked. Like this, I genuinely have better things to do with my time than moan. Like, I want to, the little precious time I've got to do stuff, I want to be shouting about things that I love, right? So I want to be talking about events, people, products, places, paint jobs, all this sort of stuff. And that's where I think we're going to plan to take it, right?
Yeah.
So succinctly, we're going to be going down to 1 a month, like we've been doing with all of us, which will be a sort of great big what's been going on in the wider community for the last month and all that type of stuff.
But bigger, right? So we're going to do the live stream like this, but it's going to be even bigger.
Correct.
And
we're going to be filming some proper in-person interviews with people that we'd like to do that will get released as and when. We're going to be doing proper event coverage that will be released as and when, as I say, making sort of some short films out of it. We're not quite sure what the appetite will be for it, but we want to do it, so we're going to give it a go. And then, because this is mine and Andy's day job, it's Rich and Matt both have other jobs as well and responsibilities. This is mine and Andy's day job. We are going to, sorry, not the mic there. Myself and Andy are going to start doing more regular, more frequent, shorter streams, talking about sort of the news of that week, right? As it relates to what we're doing and what's going on, in our sort of immediate could be something might have been released, or tickets might have come available for something, or there might just be a little topic. But it'll be shorter ones with us having a natter, and those will still be free over here on YouTube. But we're also going to be doing exclusive ones over on Patrons for those guys as well. So again, it's a nice thing that Andy coming on full time is going to allow us to do. So that's the short version. Would you guys like to natter about it a bit more?
Yeah, I guess the only reason we haven't been as frequent as we like is it's just really hard to coordinate 4 grown-ups quite late in the weekday, which is why Rich isn't here. He's just on holiday, but we didn't want to put it off another week. But that's just what happens. It's nothing more than that. So we thought about how we could make it great, and we can coordinate once a month, all of us, to do a really big show, and that's going to switch. And I think just focus on what the community's been doing.
That's it, right? It's stuff that Culture of Paint, the whole name idea behind it, the whole reason of doing it was we wanted to sort of expose and share with as many people as possible the things we thought were cool. And that might be a paint job, it might be a person, it might be an event somewhere, it might be a product. But I'd rather we're allowed to do that and it not get mistaken as like I can't think how to explain it really. We just want to be positive about it and chat about fun stuff, really, is kind of where we sat with it.
We like doing the picks, right?
Exactly. And
we want to do more of those.
Do more of that sort of stuff. So really good creative interviews. Obviously I was fucking exhausted, but sitting listening to Arnow, even for that 10-15 minutes, was amazing.
Yeah,
being in the presence of people like that, and hearing them articulate stuff, it's so exciting. And there must be at least a few people that also think it's as exciting as we do. And that's it, right? So that's the stuff we want to do. Nick, it's you, Nick. It's not everyone. It's mainly you and Scott are the issue. But yeah.
So basically, we want to do more, don't we? And we're changing it to be able to do more stuff. But Henry and I are the ones that have the flexibility, and we can do it, in the day. So if it's just me and Henry, we can put out these shorter ones, and that'll be. We never really talk about new products and stuff like that, so we might cover things like that. Chat about what we're working on, because we don't.
But
chat
that's
about
it,
what
right?
We're working on.
There's stuff in these videos we film that obviously never make the final video, but they're really good to talk about. Like I know I'll have chats with Ben on tea break, and it, sorry, that's my dog whinging to go out. I'll leave you to it. I'll let the dog out.
Come on. It's all right. I can chat. I've got cats screaming at me. But yeah, I think that just mixing it up is going to be great, and keeping this monthly one, but not really talking so much about a topic, and really just focusing on all the stuff the community is going to be done. Because I feel like we don't rush through it, but going through the hashtag and going through picks is going to be awesome. So hopefully we can do that. And also we've had some amazing guests on here before, and I'd really like to film them properly and have it edited, and something that
we'll spend some time with them, right? Absolutely, 100%. And Eric's saying there, like, about the algorithm. It probably won't, but we don't want to, just the same as with all our painting videos, we don't want to feel forced into presenting what we're doing in such a way just so it hits an algorithm and it does it if it's not genuine.
No dramatization.
And that's probably an incredibly daft business decision, but it's how we've operated since we started, and we're still here, so we'll keep doing it like that. I think, and I'm there are, as you lot have shown, there's plenty of you out there that are interested in getting mega nerdy about some of this stuff. Yeah, that's a nice way of putting it, Jonathan. It's sort of having the sections of the podcast almost turned into just everything's bettered, but it might not all be in one place anymore. It might be an event coverage thing one week, it might be a short product review one week, and that type of thing.
Well, I really liked really liked the Monty videos we did. I thought that was cool, because no one no one had really covered it. And I think
No.
when Monty shared that video, I was super happy with that.
But there's things, isn't there, like that, right? Monty, like, I haven't been able to get to it yet. I want to go to do a film on it. I know it's difficult for you guys, particularly Andy, when it's, your big show of the year and you're stressed out and you're this, that, and the other. Maybe you don't want to work it, and I understand that. But I want Cult to cover it. So, that's the type of thing we want to try and, you've been asked to, can we say about SMC and Monty? Right. So you're judging at SMC and Monty this year, which is huge. Like, massive congratulations. Like, we're dead chuffed for you. But it's something that we, is a great opportunity for us to document, right? And I think people enjoy seeing a little bit behind the curtains, and we're working very hard to get behind the curtains, of various things, peep out, and all of that. So yeah, I guess that's it, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Not going anywhere.
No, better. We
just more.
Better.
We like this as a brand, right? We like this as a wing of Cult of Paint.
Yes.
And we want it to be cooler. And I'm super excited to do some, like, I don't know, imagine it would be like a DVD back in the day, like a proper interview of like someone important that lives on the internet. That's not just like a thing that week. I want it to be nice. And I think, we've done a video of Monty, but it'd be nice to do another one. But yeah, having really good videos of all of the major shows. And I'm also looking forward to doing like quick weekly updates, because I can't remember all the stuff that's come out in the last month. And sometimes it's nice to react to like that mini they showed today, which was,
what have we seen?
That Necromunda mini that came out today.
Oh, the Gene Stealer coalescence grimness. Yeah,
it's a spore mine, isn't it? And it's been morphed with a person.
It's just horrendous. That whole thing's amazing. Like, there'll be a lot of Necromunda coming from me this year.
So just chatting about that quickly would be cool. Like going.
Connor's asking, like, is it planned to be the same volume but different, or more different? So yeah, I guess we're talking around the subject quite a lot, aren't we? Perhaps we're not being succinct enough. You will be getting multiple things from Culture of Paint each month here on YouTube, and in addition on Patreon. But you'll be getting more than you've currently been getting, more frequently, and featuring all of us and friends and different topics and stuff. So
one big one, a few small ones, and then
extras. Yeah, as and when extras.
Some nice stuff.
So if you do what you think is good, exactly. And I don't think we've ever really felt like we've done stuff because we felt obligated to. Which is nice place to be. But we don't ever want it to get to that point. You see it happen, don't you, with creators and stuff. And we don't see ourselves as content creators and YouTubers and that sort of thing. It's just part of what we do, right? So we'd rather improve that. We'd rather, make everything that we do as the best that we can. So that's the intentions. And as you see in the background there, Matt's just moved into printing now. So that's he's just
so much fun. I love that. I love the smell of isopropyl alcohol.
So isopropyl's where it's at. It's the best thing in the hobby.
It's awful.
Like cleans everything.
Oh, do we also want to do our tier lists of crisps stuff?
Oh, so I picked up. Did I tell you about this? How do you say it? Sriracha.
I believe.
So I picked up some. I'll tell you about this the other day. I picked some sriracha kettle chips. Sriracha mayo kettle.
Not
chips.
Interested, mate.
What,
not
mate?
interested.
I looked at it. I was like, "Hello, could this be like from out of nowhere with a steel chair to the back of Doritos chili heatwave?" Nah, it just tastes like fucking paprika. It tastes like every other crisp that purports to be something special. And it's just paprika.
That's why ready salted is the only crisp you need.
Oh man,
mate, get out! Simply ham.
Yeah, you won't be involved in any of the.
Yeah, you're not allowed in the tier list. But we might do a crisp tier list and see how much you hate it. So you can leave your hate in the comments.
But yeah, exactly that. It should allow us to have a little bit more fun with stuff and be a little bit more reactionary, not in a drama way. Just as Andy was saying, it would be nice not to have to wait for a show to talk about something when it's just come out. So yeah, bear with us while we get that up and running. The first few might not be quite as slick as we'd like them to be, but we'll get there with it, or just be apathetic enough that we'll just carry on how they are.
We've got to learn to live
fine.
without Matt. That's going to be the hardest hurdle.
Don't worry, we'll make it really simple. Big red button, just record.
The internet. Yeah. Okay. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. So equally, if there are things you guys would like us to cover, events, people, paint jobs, topics, subjects, all of that, just hit us up, all the usual places. To be honest with you, Discord's great. There's a brilliant channel in the Discord for topic suggestions, both for the painting videos and for this. I love reading the stuff in there. And the Discord genuinely is a lovely place. There's some brilliant discussions going on in there all the time. There's nerdy Warhammer stuff alongside much more highbrow arty-farty chat, and that thing we all have, like on people's ongoing like breakdowns over trying to get the color blue correct that they want. And that's
my Patreon video this week is just me breaking down live in front of the camera. So
I mean, that's been coming for about 6 months, mate. Let's be honest. It's been teetering on the edge, right?
It's about a mini a year that I have a breakdown. So yeah, if you want to listen,
only one a year.
I mean,
that's
Techless
Matt's
was the
entire
last
output.
real breakdown.
I have a breakdown every painting session.
Do you?
That's why I do nothing.
Okay. Hey, mate, that most recent one. Yeah, have a bit of that. I think that's going to be quite exciting.
Stick to printing.
Seeing you paint like that. Right. So with that in mind, let's have a look at the paint cultists. I think, unless there was anything else you guys wanted to add, I think that was everything.
I think that's it.
There was a question. Oh, they're kicking off about the crisps.
Good.
So that's good.
Good.
So
I like to see that passion.
I think if we can keep the crisp tier list concise, then there's a need for that.
Send all your...
So I was watching this with the pyramid thing the other day. Someone was doing it. It was an ice cream one, actually. It's hilarious, like Irish chap on Instagram. But it suddenly dawned on me, and I'm sure that everyone's noticed this. I hadn't until now. When it's a pyramid, like, shouldn't the best stuff be at the bottom? Like, if it's the strongest, like, the solid
there should
foundation.
There should be fewer of them. So it's like the number one bet, and then there should be maybe.
It's not
anyway. Don't do a pyramid. Just do the lines.
Yeah, we'll just do it. Yes, and the S. Yeah. Okay. Well, it was
send all your
gamer. It was good.
Crappy crisps to Colt at PO Box.
Patreon polls, yeah, absolutely. That's a good shout. We're not going to talk about so much. I'm going to talk about it over on Patreon. But we've got plenty of things coming for you guys. Yeah, we want to ramp Patreon up a little bit, make it a proper special place, not just wicked video, extra videos each week, but a few extra bits and bobs, because you lot are legends, and we think we got some fun ideas to involve you guys a bit more. I think so. It'd be good. But yeah, please do check out the Discord. I really enjoy checking it. Like, I've ditched most sort of social media and apps and stuff now for a while, but I still really like the couple of the Discords that I'm in. And I'll try again to make it work. Have a go, mate. Have a go. Like,
you want me to make you an account, and then you can just log into it.
I've got an account, and I went on the Cult of Paint Discord, and it wouldn't let me in my own Discord.
Swiggity, yeah, it's usually the link to Discord is in every single video we do in the description. So it's there now. It's in this one. But also, like, if you go on our Instagram, I think it's in our link tree and all the rest of it. Yeah, and there's a perpetual link in all of them, so it should, whatever video it is you do. Just want to say again how much I appreciate seeing some non-GW content. Yeah, so a lot of the Patreon content is often non-Games Workshop, because that's partly a lot of the stuff Andy enjoys doing, but also we're realists about visibility, and the YouTube videos are the way to expose us to as many people as possible. And turns out after 4 years, Marauder Bomber Part 1 is still our least watched video, and that's a fucking Games Workshop video. So anyway, yeah. Right. Paint cultists.
Sorry, shout out to Nick, who said hummus and Doritos, which is the correct
Straight
answer.
Up. Best part of the Black Templars video so far, that.
Yeah.
Have you had the mega hot ones yet?
Nah, I was going to get them, but
No.
You said no good, and I trust your opinion
Stick to
wholeheartedly.
Heatwave. Stick to Heatwave.
So,
I did find some more of that Zabra hummus though, different flavors. One
no
with
good, mate.
Zatar. Have you had that? That's that lovely citrusy name.
I've tried them all,
really,
and the extra is the best.
Yeah,
Just
still
keep
the
it
best, yeah.
extra.
Yeah.
Red pepper one is terrible.
We do the adverts for the Doritos stuff, so I get to see those.
Do you?
Most
Oh,
days.
nice. It's so nice. Well,
Do you sign an
if
NDA for
Doritos or
Doritos?
Sabra want to reach out,
Probably.
sponsor
I don't really
any
care
of
about
this,
NDAs.
That would be wonderful.
No Sabra endorsement because I have to limit myself on that as it is. It's
Right.
not good for me.
Jalapeno cheese, Walker's Max. Oh, mate, Walker's Max is lipstick on a pig. Behave yourself. Right. Off we go. So, Paint Cultists.
Let me mute myself.
What we got? We've got a few more this one. So Paint Cultists, a hashtag. It is did used to be brilliant over on Instagram when you could search hashtags. They sort of fucked that a bit, but it's still a great one to follow. You just don't necessarily get it all chronological anymore. And it's a channel over on the Discord. So if it's, just want to kind of expose yourself to maybe different types of miniatures, different ranges, different painting styles that would normally pop up in your algorithm, it's a cracking one to follow. There's tens of thousands of tags on there now with it. And all I do each show is go through a load and just pick out ones that jump out to me and pop them up and forget the nice stories that they were written next to them, and try to remember them and tell you about them. But this one got me moist.
This was nearly my pick.
Oh, really?
when Matt was like, "What's your pick?" I was gonna do this one or Daniel's, but I was like, I got to big up Daniel.
Mate.
But if I double dipped, I was like, I think I shared this with a bunch of people because I was like, this is classic.
It's lovely, right? It's really, really lovely. Just, I don't know if they followed various things we've done, but like, I love this. Like, I would gladly have this army. This
it's
is
the
how
faded blue.
How I would paint
tasteful.
Worldy.
100%
Brian,
agree.
It's Aeronautica scale Marauder bomber before you get too excited. And I haven't finished it. It's still on the desk over there 3 years later.
Is that why they cancelled that game? Because they saw the views on your video?
Possibly. No, they can't have seen the views. They can't have seen the video because that would have immediately increased the views by 100%, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So
anyway, this blue is phenomenal.
It's beautiful.
It's so good.
And there's a lot more than just this one dude. It's absolutely cracking. My favorite worldie is I have seen.
Agree. 100% agree.
I like the lighter blue because obviously world eaters usually have that real dark blue, but it's so hard to see the iconography on that dark of a blue.
Well, to me, it looks faded. Like maybe it was a brighter blue, but it's so old now.
It looks not unlike faded. The blue that was their pre Primark color, the Warhounds. Yeah. So that's the World Eaters Legion, Alan. So this is heresy stuff. So the guys that go on to become the loony red ones, Angry Ron's lot. But yeah, what a belter! And obviously, I am all over heresy. I've been now for about 6 months, and just in a very happy place again with it all. So yeah, lovely. And built this kit for the first time the other week when I did that Sanguinary Guard.
I want them to
video, which thanks very much for the comments on that. I really enjoyed doing that, so I'm glad people enjoyed it. Thanks, Red Boxer. Have a good one, mate. Thanks for joining us. And yeah, I wasn't overly enamored of it, hence I hadn't picked it up until then, and actually really enjoyed it. And the week later, someone came on one of the airbrushing classes and did 10 assault lads for Blood Angels, and they look brilliant. So yeah, it's cool. Just don't do what I did and put loads of crests on the hats, which you then discover you can't pose at all because they knock against the backpack. Yeah, so that sucked.
Forethought needed.
What's up next, Matt? Trying to remember. So this is an account that I think Rich suggested ages ago as one of his picks. So obviously I followed it and so on and so on. And they just do some really lovely different things, not all Warhammer stuff, but some different stuff. And obviously I'm loving Solar Auxiliary at the minute. And I just thought this was a really interesting take on how to paint an army of them. Really kind of blurring that line, right? Like,
I like the metal color a lot.
Illustration. I just think it's interesting. And like the bases work really well with the style of it as well, right? Like it looks like a,
Old school
when you see
sci-fi
some
to
of those,
me.
see some of those animations, right? That's what it reminds me of. Is really good animation, or like really stylistic or stylized animation,
or a 70s sci-fi film or something for me.
Yeah, right. It's just this person's got good taste, I think, and good eye for things, and they're just doing an army like this, and so it jumped out at me on this
the
one.
metal color's really cool,
and just everyone should paint these. They're amazing. I love them. And if you don't want them, just send them to me and I'll paint them.
I want to.
Right. So what's up next, bud?
Wow.
What a belter!
Yeah.
I have quite a lot of goblins sat behind me over there, waiting to get some paint. I also picked this because this was this person's submission to Olden Demon 24, which has just happened. So last Culture of Paint episode, we had Chilvers on, who runs Olden Demon, the channel, the blog, the competition. So I would really suggest you go and check that out if you like the sort of old school stuff. Congratulations to him running a great comp, and lots of people seem to be enjoying it. So yeah, really nice. Check out. I remember painting this model at my nan's house. Went to my nan's house for the holidays, school holidays, and painted this lad purple. I did his cloaks. Yeah, but yeah, love it.
Yeah, it's really good.
Must be right up your street, Matt. Eh?
Oh yeah, the little flames. I love those little flames.
Yeah,
I love painting those nighty flames I did on the fire dragons. That was my entry, but I forgot to submit it.
Yeah, we all did brilliantly on that, right? None of us entered. Yeah,
I painted one and forgot to submit it. I was like, oh yeah, I've got to enter my entry, and it was 1st of June, and I was like, oh shit.
There we go. And Matt,
very cool stuff.
You helped out, didn't you? You helped out with the back end stuff on that. So
yeah,
well done, mate.
Managed to not break stuff.
So yeah, just love this. Like this is really well painted. Like considering there is not a lot of detail on that model, sculpt wise, it's pretty damn good.
Face is excellent, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Is it a bobbling? No, I don't think it's a bobbling.
People need to gear up for October now.
I know. Yeah, too right. Gorka Morker, I think. Right. What's up next?
Up is.
This is just cool. Like, I am really, really sad that Games Workshop are discontinuing the first season of Warcry.
Me too.
Because I just think they're brilliant, just brilliant sets of minis.
I love the Kipper Lords.
For use in lots of other games too. I know I've got mates that picked them up to use them in various sort of fantasy skirmish games or D&D and things like that. And just think it's a real shame because they're just interesting.
I looked at them all in Warhammer World last week, and I was
they all
looking
there?
I was looking at the Chorus Cabal, and I was like, how can they discontinue these?
Yeah, I know, right? It's sad. I thankfully have everything by the Signs of the Flames. So if anyone's got one of them they want to pass on, hit me up because I'm sure I can sort something out. But I've managed to hoard all the ones.
I love these though. They're so
but they're super cool. They were the ones I used in my first game of Walker as well, and they were mega fun because they just zip around everywhere. So yeah,
I made some dioramas with them.
Alexander's in the chat. It's painting more of the Solar Orcs. That's lovely. Thanks, mate. Thanks for watching. And there's Ross in the chat, the winner of Best of Creative from MPO with the cheese rolling, which took place. Was it 2 weeks after the show? I think it took place. I love that as well because you get the person who wins it when you chase the cheese down the hill. The person who gets down there first wins the cheese, and the person who comes second wins like a big cash prize. So yeah,
the YouTube channel Slow Mo Guys did a video of the cheese rolling, and they like filming everyone falling down the hill in like 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 frames a second, and it's brutal in slow motion.
Yeah.
Oh, knees to the face.
It's horrific.
Elbow, just
I loved the international people that didn't know what it was.
Not even just international, mate. Turns out if you're not from the West Country, most people don't know.
Right.
It's not. Not saying
Southwest is best.
like Southwest. Right. What's up next, Matt? I think there's a couple more.
Yeah, it's
We did
3 more.
3 more.
Nice.
So firstly, great job, love it. Secondly, thank you. I had totally forgotten about this. So in the amazing John Blanche 3rd edition 40k Black Templars artwork that we used as inspiration for the Black Templars project, which is fine. Like, I haven't done anything for a while because I haven't really wanted to do anything for it. I haven't been that excited. Totally forgot about the fact that there's a white one in there. And
Is
I was
there a
like,
white dreadnought?
yes, yeah, it's in the back. I was like, brilliant. So that will be coming quite soon.
Great battle damage on this. Looks lovely.
Lovely, isn't it? Really, really nice on the sarcophagus, actually.
Mm.
Yeah, very, very happy.
Reminds me of Maxime Corbeil's stuff
yeah.
as well.
Yeah, and I really like the basing too. Really, I think it's a really, really good take on it. It's something I'm still not 100% happy with, so I might take a look at that for some inspo as well. But yeah, it's completely reinvigorated me on that Templars thing. So definitely add a white dread. Just need to start. I quite like the chicken leg gun one that came out in.
No, come on, mate.
What's it called, Leviathan? Or I've got the Brutalis I stripped, so that's ready to go.
We could do a Walker's tier list, not Walker's crisps. There at the bottom.
Do you know Commission's Ben
Dreadnoughts.
doesn't like the Contemptor Dreadnought?
What?
Yeah, right.
Sack him. How? Who?
I mean, if it wasn't the fact that he's doing a phenomenal job, and I think we're going to be advertising actually for more painters again soon. But yeah, doesn't like the Contemptor.
What's wrong with it?
I mean, that's a question in itself.
Yeah, but
a lot of things are wrong. But I thought he had okay taste in minis at least.
But that's it, exceptional taste, except for. Honestly, it blew my mind. I've never met anyone who didn't like the Contemptor.
Must be.
I've never heard that before because I just assumed everyone likes the Contemptor because it's the best dreadnought. Right, that's an episode idea. Dreadnought tier list.
All right.
Dreadnought tier list.
Scribble down, mate.
That'll go viral.
But yeah, I love this. I think it's a brilliant take on it, and yeah, it's just nothing I don't like. I think it's really lovely paint job.
Yeah,
just classy paint job. Everything on it is executed beautifully.
Nice weathered white armor.
Yeah, but even like little things like the lenses are beautifully executed. Like it's just really, really nicely done.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know, right, Harry? He's not told you either, mate. It's not okay, but anyway, we'll deal with it. It's an internal matter. Right,
disciplinary.
So, what's up next?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oof. Great account, really good account. So this is one I found via Paint Cultist. I love the palette they use on a lot of their work. That atmosphere, all of it's just
I like this a lot more than the box art, actually.
Right, just really cool account.
Brutal.
So yeah, but what's this model? Because it's fucking cool.
Carol Ruddick.
Oh, is it? Cool.
Yeah, I'll double check if you're chatting.
Yeah, no, that's cool, man. He's got a big release coming out, I think, soon, isn't he? He's moved more into the whole different scale whole miniatures and stuff.
A new Kickstarter, maybe.
Yeah. Got the Adrian Smith Kickstarter coming up soon as well. We'll probably talk about at some point. All the miniatures based off the artwork of.
Oh no, it might be Black Crow actually.
Yeah,
Black Crow.
That'd be good. I like Black Crow.
Same as are now.
Yeah,
I'm finding it.
Someone
in the chat probably be
just like it. Like it's. Please go and follow. Please go and follow this account. I think they're really worth. If you like this type of paint job, there's tons of them. So.
Yeah, it's Black Crow by Rowlator.
Sculptor of our first miniatures as well.
There you go.
In fact, the miniature that was on sale at MPO, Action Anna, was Raoul, wasn't it? So yeah.
It was.
One day I will have a Carol Dragon. Yeah, me too, Nick. Maybe one day.
I've got one. I haven't painted it.
There are plenty of better things to talk about in the mini itself, but also loving the black velvet. I'm with you. Yeah. The background's cool, right? Just that kind of like naff black velvet, photography style. It just fits it, right? It's really And I don't mean naff in a derogatory way. I think it's just very cool, the presentation. I love it when people present their stuff well. So yeah, right. So one more, did you say, Matt?
One more. And it's one I think you'll be happy with.
Oh, here we go. My favorite account I found over the last few years. Absolute hero. Sent me a bunch of lovely little prints of his minis, and moved into some sculpting as well now. And was sort of saying how sculpting this made him sort of very intimately familiar with it, which was fun when it came to painting it. And yeah, I would love to see this collection of work from this person, and hopefully we can soon. So yeah, is it as good as the pairs?
No,
hard.
Pairs of the goat, mate.
Pairs
just
possibly
face
are,
facts,
right?
all right.
Right. But when you talk about memorable things, like I'm trying to think back now, stuck in my mind from the last sort of 12 months is that lady that came into it from a different artistic background, and she did those busts, of the animals. That one still sticks in my mind over the last, like, what have I seen that's sort of stood out to me? And Thingy's dwarf with the gem.
Oh, Kirill's dwarf.
Sorry, not Carol. Kirill, Kirill's dwarf. Yeah,
same. And actually, an Arnau's bust from our show.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that really got me going since Kirill's one. In November. So, 6 months between getting a buzz off of something.
That's all right. A lot of mini buzzes too, right? It can't all be 11 out of 10s. So there is a little glimpse at the various paint Cultist hashtags. So I hope you've enjoyed looking through those. Right, chats. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about? Anything else you wanted to cover?
No, we'll do it in the next show with all these shows coming up.
Yeah,
see you in a month.
See in a couple of months when we can be asked, right? Part-timers. But no, if you do want to reach out to us, we're on all the usual places. Cult of Paint, emails, Facebooks, Instagrams, all that sort of stuff. If you've got ideas for the show, you've got questions, we'll always try our very best to get back to you with any of that. So chat's all there. Lovely to see so many of you. I was a little bit worried. We've been away a little while, but he's right. The sticking the finger in was a good idea, right, Nick?
That's what she said.
Yeah. So
needs this for the scale.
Yeah.
You set me up there, Henry. How can I resist?
The cherries he did. Yeah, he's amazing, isn't he? Like that painter really is amazing. But yeah, chat, you're amazing as well. So thanks, chat. Take care. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.